Cancer, let's clear some smoke. Go ahead and do your almost personal love reading for this month. Let's go ahead and tap right on in. See what the main energy is. Divine, may I have best cards, the main energy for Cancer's love reading, please? And one more, please. All right, I do hope that all is well and that you're doing well. All right, darling, let's see. So, thinking about taking a trip. I think we should take a trip. At the center of things, the conflict is we grow individually and together through open-hearted conversations. Maybe a fool's choice energy here in the environment right now. And then we have our words, our tools of love. We use them to support, uplift, and inspire each other in the spiritual space. Okay. And so at the center of things in the environment, there's a need to have open and honest communication about what you want to do in regards to traveling and why. Really feels like the why of it all. There may be a push as to say it's too difficult to do this right now, or the climate isn't really conducive for traveling. There's high anxiety around it. And so there is a lot of resistance for to do this. But there's also a need to visionary. There's also a need to remove yourself from your current environment in order to disrupt certain cycles that are going on. One of you may be really seriously battling with blues and light depression, very stressed and burnt out at this time, and so a need to break the cycle, the loop that you're in, is necessary in order to kind of for some form of regeneration, mentally and spiritually. You're not, there's a fear of someone getting too far gone or too disconnected at this time, not showing up, being despondent, disassociating, becoming more of a recluse, like a complete opposite of what this person normally is at. Okay, their energy is at, their energy level. So let's get into the details here. All right, darling, deep breath. Open mind, open heart. Let's see what the divine wants and needs you to know at this time. Divine, may I have 10 best cards for the details regarding this energy for Cancer? That's cute. Page of Cups. Reverse. Somebody really is just like does not. It feels like it's about a high level of anxiety, like being around a lot of people right now. This person just doesn't want to do something which would be put this person in a heavy populated environment. like if they do want the person who does not want to travel, who's really why you're someone wants to do this traveling as a remedy, almost like medicine for the person who is in a bit of a mental sickness, like not sickness in terms of like, clinical, but more so just like just not behaving as they normally would. Like it's just a constant decline. Like that they need to like do something it needs to be something powerful to jolt this person and pique their curiosity again, to get them out of their shell. They're really retreating. Okay. Page of Cups in reverse is where the offers of love and kindness, like it has gone to the place of where like, well, let's go do this, or let's go out and do, normal things, romantic things that would be normal for you guys. This person is constantly delaying or out and outright rejecting. Like first it starts as a delay, maybe next time, next week, I'm just not feeling good, whatever. And then that date is pushed back again. That date is pushed back again until now the person who is trying to work on creating, saying we need to take a trip, is getting to the point where your energy is waning towards trying to make all this effort. Now it was effort at first. Now you feel like you're struggling and battling with this person. Queen of Wands being in reverse is where the person who's being more assertive and fire energy, taking the lead, is, now trying to mute yourself more. Hence this wanting to take a trip and travel to try to just shake things up, disrupt the pattern and the basically like the rut, the loop, trying to get it off the rails here, because it's really, it needs to be derailed. This person is just feeling very defeated. Now the Queen of Swords is here dead center in the upright, but she is showing up in a manner of which to use logic and reasoning with which to get her way. There's not a lot of emotional energy here. Both energies are receptive, because we're in queen energies. So those are, the feminine energy, which is receptive, but in very different ways. The Queen of Wands in reverse here is really trying not to overpower, especially between this Page of Cups and this Queen of Swords, and try to really listen to this person and learn from them as to what's really the issue. What is the glitch in the program? What is the malfunction, right? So with the Six of Swords in reverse and the Ace of Cups, what the Queen of Swords is really hiding is this fear of moving forward. Someone or something has this person like stuck in a place. They are static. Their feet are like it's in concrete or cement. They only want to do a few things. They really have reverted to just becoming this creature of habit. Ace of Cups in reverse. Feels like it's a blockage there. What's going on with this Six of Swords, Queen of Swords, and the Ace of Cups, please? More detail, Divine, on this. More information, please. Knight of Wands and Three of Wands. Now it's getting to the point where this person begins to argue, but they do it in cold hard facts, very icy, and keep saying that, when they're ready, they're going to go out, they're going to do stuff. But we're at a place where it's stifling the Queen of Wands energy. It's just not healthy for the person in that energy at all. It's almost feels like you may feel like, or the Queen of Wands energy feels like they're putting their life on hold, trying to be a good partner and supportive to the person that's in Queen of Swords energy. But what they're finding is that the Queen of Swords energy is now no longer making an effort. They have a control over the situation more so now, and there's an unwillingness to push themselves, or at least to try every now and again to do something to appease and satisfy the Queen of Wands energy, to need to get out and about and do things with the Queen of Swords energy, like not by themselves or whatever else. There needs to be time spent together, and it needs to be quality. That Ace of Cups in reverse is a self-soothing energy. Feels like the Queen of Wands in reverse feels like they're basically alone at this point in the relationship. They can't seem to get through, and every time they try, the Queen of Swords just wiggles their way out of it. and ask for this amount of space, but space is being constantly given and no consideration is being given to the amount of distance that is growing between the two, the emotional distance. For the Queen of Wands, it's becoming a bit dangerous, almost like a chasm, not even distance now. But anyway, the Page of Cups, no, sorry, Nine of Cups in reverse, and then the Seven of Swords in reverse. This Queen of Wands is showing, the person in Queen of Wands energy is showing a great deal of restraint. Not being dishonest, but being very careful to say things in a respectful manner to the Queen of Swords. The Nine of Cups being in reverse is once again holding off. Ace of Cups to the Nine of Cups in reverse, like holding off on what your individual desires and needs at this time, dear Cancer. Like just trying not to rock the boat, you know, because even so, it may, like an example coming through is, excuse me, when the person that's in Queen of Wands energy, all right, there are times that you have made plans, you have gone and done things either on your own, like say, give an example, two great movies have come out recently, Sinners and Thunderbolts. So you try to get the person, let's, as an example, try to get the person to go see Sinners. They came up with the whole list of reasons as to why they don't want to see Sinners. Okay, fine, no problem. So you went by yourself to see the movie. It was nice, you had a good time. You know, it was kind of cool going to movies by yourself. I kind of enjoyed that. But that's also a scary thing because, okay, you didn't get into the relationship to go to the movie by yourself. Every now and again is understandable, especially if it's something that the person, you know, truly they don't want to see, but you want to see it on the big screen. So you go by yourself. But it's becoming a regular thing. The reason why you went by yourself is because every other time you asked them to go, they kept saying no. You're like, I want to see this on the big screen. I want to see this in IMAX, right? I don't want to wait till it comes out in the next month or so on streaming. So you went. We had to wait, and honestly, for you, it was a bit of an escape. You really did relax, and for that time that you were watching the movie, you didn't deal with anything that was going on at home, the troubles at home, which is fantastic. But you really got nervous about how good you felt, and on the way back home, you started to feel this heavy weight, this cloud coming over you as you got closer and closer to home. Not because you're dissatisfied and you don't love this person, but it's just that it's a heavy energy now. You really realized it when you were able to get out and have a bit of freedom and fun and not, and escape for a moment, right? And you realize how much you've really been coping with this Nine of Cups suppressed in reverse, this Page of Cups, your dreams, your hopes, your desires, what you want, personal fulfillment, all these things you've been putting on hold, and being out and about and getting fresh air and being in the presence of people because you love being out and about, as they once did as well. Maybe not as much as you, but, decent amount. You realize how much you've been missing because you've been tending to this person, rightfully so. It's part of responsibility when you're in a relationship to take care of your partner when they're going through a difficult time. But right now you feel like they're milking it, right? You think that they're being extreme there. You don't see them making any effort. Okay. Now the second time you go out, Thunderbolts comes out. Same example. We're just going to use the movie. And this time you decided to go with some friends. Now they got a problem because they feel like, what are people going to think? You're going out without me, blah, 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 blah. And let's say it was another couple and they say, hey, we're going to see Thunderbolts this weekend. Why don't you and your babe come hang out with us and we'll go out afterwards, get dinner and drinks. And so you really didn't tell them what you were going to do. You just kind of like, well, what's the point of asking you? Because now you're just like, I'm not even going to ask you because I don't want to have an argument. I don't want to go through the whole BS. So we're just going to go. And when you got it ready to get, you put your little situation together, getting ready to go out, like, where are you going? I'm going to do XYZ, da 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 da. We're going to catch some drinks and dinner afterwards. So you just think of it, ask me, like, what are people going to think? Like, I don't know, sweetheart. Why did you ask me? Well, every time I've been asking you to go just with you didn't want to go. So I didn't want to make you uncomfortable, so I decided to go on my own. Now it's a problem. The Knight of Coins being in the reverse, and the Five of Wands being in reverse, you were accused of a lack of loyalty here. Then it becomes, well, you didn't ask me, so how you going to know what my answer is going to be? You don't think for me. It turns into this whole big thing, and you're like, wait a minute. This, it's been months of this where you don't want to do anything. I've begged, pleaded with you to go do stuff. You don't want to do anything. I'm trying to plan a trip. You don't want to do that. Every time I suggest something, it's too many people. It's too many this. It's da 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 da. Everything is leading back to you telling me no. Like we take this long way around the mulberry bush for you to tell me no. So now I have to start doing things. I can't continue to suffer and let life pass me by while you're sitting on the sidelines trying to catch your breath. Like I'm still in the race. I've got to keep going. When I catch you, we gonna be, what we gonna do? Like Captain America and what was that? Was that in Avengers 2? He's like, on your left. I've got to do my Captain America thing. On your left, babe. You're dragging. I've been doing everything I could do. I gotta go. Okay, the Five of Wands in reverse and the Three of Coin in reverse. You know, this is an unwillingness to really engage and get into the game, right? This person is really trying to use guilt and shame in a way to get their way. Like what it may have been something that caused this energy for this person to just all of a sudden become this recluse, but they have to re-engage. They have to get up and fight the good fight. They're just not willing to get back in the game. They don't want to face it. They don't want to go through the conflict. The Three of Coins is here, and that leaves the person, the Queen of Wands in reverse, in a situation of where, you know, your hands are tied. Like, what are you going to do? Stop living or, you know, adjust. They, in a lot of ways, you feel like they've left no choice. Okay. And you can't put, you know, are you really supposed to put your life on hold? Because this person it's no like an ailment or they're sick or they're injured or anything. It doesn't feel like this. It's just, they don't want to engage. But I mean, what you're supposed to do, sit in the house with them, and you know, it's just, there's got to be some give and take here. So let's see, divine. Ooh. 4 best cards, please, for divine strategy. This person is being real stubborn, you know, just stubborn. And what may be going on too is that when they have the moments where they do come into the light just a bit, they do start talking about things, and then you get this glimmer of hope, like, okay, we're crossing over now. You know, we're gonna start, everything's gonna start normalizing again. Like it may be a new normal, but we'll get back to a normal. Like, where's the baseline? But then they go right back into their shell. So we have the Nine of Swords and then the Nine of Wands. 3 nines out at this point, and nines are about fulfillment, idealism, and inspiration. And that's what you've been really trying to do, is inspire this person to really try to make an effort here. If you're like, if you don't want to do it for yourself, then do it for me. You know, like, please, I want to spend time with you, and it's just not working. There's a lot of anxiety surrounding this, and then the Nine of Wands in reverse, though. But you're tired of, again, being the wounded warrior, being beat up, and being around an energy that's just so draining and dreary, right? Like, even when they notice, you know, they're looking at life through gray lenses. Everything is in grayscale, no color, no vibrancy. You know, it's just all a very sad thing, sad energy. 7 of Cups is in reverse of where you do have emotional clarity. You do understand that it is on their side of things. It's not on yours, and you're not giving up on the situation. You're still going to, you know, you're being advised to still make the efforts here. But at the same time, when it comes time for you to do something that you want to do, to let them know that you're just not going to sit around and give in to everything, because they are in a place. It's up to them at this point to try to figure out what's going on with them. The Star card is in reverse. There needs to be a season of healing for yourself, and this is an internal journey that you have to take to tap in with the divine and try to get guidance and leadership spiritually with God and the divine, to understand where you are and what you can do, both to balance this fact that you want this person to know that you're still in it with them, you love them, you care for them, but you just cannot be boxed in like this. You can't be kept in a gilded cage. You have to go out. You have to, exert a bit of energy to be out and about and happy. Water signs generally like to be around other emotional beings. You know what I mean? Like people that can express their feelings depending on where you fall, your chart and everything else on your energies, and just naturally who you are, your identity, and how you identify in your personality. That you do. I mean, this is the Joie de Vivre deck. So it's a person that's bursting with life, very a love of fantasy and wonderment, right? So, life is whimsical, and it's about whimsy, and you like to enjoy it. You understand the ups and the downs, but that doesn't mean that you're going to let your blues win. And this person right now is just in a place. And, you have to choose at times sometimes. And this is the type of stuff that doesn't often get talked about with relationships, where sometimes you do have to make the tough choices and let this person know, like, I've sat around with this long enough. You know how I feel about this. You're not trying to make any efforts to meet me halfway. So I'm going to have to take care of myself, since, you know, this is where we are. It's not a punishment to you. I'm not trying to make you do something you don't want to do. And in return, please give me the respect and not try to make me do something that I don't want to do. Okay? All right. So that is your session, dear Cancer. I do hope it was of help to you, and do remember that back then is not now. Always be in harmony with your surroundings. Stay sucker free. Hope to see you again.